I do it for the good, it be for my people. Great rising to the family. This is your good brother, second son, and second with a K, S-U-N, because I am Carolyn's second son. Let's get on into it since we already rolling good. We done started it. We might as well go on and, you see, take it to the limit. The Chakra Bible, we already started. We went to the throat. We're going to go back down to the base of what we call the root chakra. And we're going to work our way back up as far as these lessons on these 7 major chakras, these 7 major spiritual centers that's connected to our spirit man. Because we have to know, family, that we are not just flesh alone. We're spirit. We have a spirit man that needs to be fed just like our natural man. Now, who's in control? The natural man is pretty much in control of the spirit man as it relates to the messages. See, your natural carnal self has the ability to communicate with the spirit. See, by movement, energy, letting the spirit man know, like, who I am, what I'm talking about. See, that cut out all that, you just talking. When we talking about your natural self can move your feet like your mind and your mouth is saying, versus just popping off. You saying something and ain't never doing it. See? But we know ultimately, though, the spirit man has the master ability of it all. As above, so below. As within, so without. So let's go ahead and talk about this root chakra. In Revelations, was represented as the church of Ephesus. The church that had forsaken its first love. See, that's important because we got to know that we come here with a natural curriculum, a divine curriculum, you see? A universal curriculum, you see, as it relates to developing in life. You see, we come with natural laws already embedded in our DNA. And we have to know that this umbilical cord that's connected to our mother, our spirit man has one connected to Mother Earth. And just like that natural umbilical cord that's connected to our mother eventually falls off. Naturally it can, but you know, of course, through the corporation it's been cut. That's a whole nother conversation. 1776 to 1933, this whole birthright theft issue to where a culture was was snatched away from a people and given a 3/5 or a devilish curriculum in its replacement. Yeah, we got to know that. But just like that natural umbilical cord can be, you know, fall off from mother or cut, that spiritual umbilical cord that's connected to Mother Earth, we have that ability to cut it off when that's doing ourselves a disservice. That spiritual umbilical cord should be connected to Mother Earth at all times because there's energy, there's information being exchanged through it, just like the natural one. When we was in our mother's womb, we already know that's what fed us, literally, is the umbilical cord. And the information and energy and nutrients that's going through it. You see? Now, this root chakra, let's go to page 90. We're going to read page 90. The Chakra Bible, that's where we at. We're going to stay in there. It is the first of the 7 major chakras and associated with the element of earth. You see? symbolizing the densest grade of manifestation and the basis of life. See, the basis, man, it's just, you know, natural laws embedded in there. You know what I mean? One would be you reap what you sow. That's already in there. You know what I mean? One that you can't, a human being can't evade. Let's go on and read more about the root chakra. The keeper of the beginning is what it's called. Or the bearer of the foundation. See, your foundation. First chakra needs first chakra needs are instinctual. We need shelter and food. The compulsion to overeat or hoard material items and money is a negative expression of our instinct for survival. If we can never get enough food, watch this, family. If we can never get enough food, money, goods, and sex to satisfy us, then the root chakra is dysfunctioning and we are seriously disconnected from the earth. You see how that works? That's in the root. Again, these 7 major chakra centers, the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye or brow, and the crown chakra. We in the root. And we seeing that off the top, there's importance being made here in what we call the basis of life. Before you even get into all of these egoic titles that you programmed on later on throughout this corporation. You see, when the birthright theft took place, 1933 in specific, when the Federal Reserve was created, then now these human beings are their spiritual umbilical cord is taken from Mother Earth and connected to U.S.A. See how that works? The spirit man of the human beings being born after 1933 within this corporation. You see? That's important. Automatically, the spirit umbilical cord, the spiritual one that's connected to the spirit man of these human beings born, the culture is taken. There's been a devilish culture or 3/5 of a person culture substituted for it, put in its place from, like we saying, natural law, universal law, where there's just a balance, you see what I'm saying, of things that's supposed to be going on. Not you supposed to be, you see, you remember the 7 deadly sins? The 7, when you say gluttony, see that right there, you are already in trouble when you talking about gluttony, when it says, if we can never get enough food, money, goods, and sex. That's gluttony. Right there. Already. You see? One of the 7 deadly sins are being committed early out the gate in these 3/5 of a person institutions. You see? i.e. these independent school districts, Sunday schools, where you see you're not getting the holistic curriculum. See, this when you getting taught this early, that, oh man, that's gluttony. And that's disconnecting me from my mother. You see? Now, of course, this root chakra issue or blockage, because that's what that's called. That's blockage. When you can't get enough food, sex, money, goods. You see what I'm saying? Food, money, goods, sex. When you can't get enough of, you know what I'm saying? We all got somebody in our social media friend list that, you know, they just, One of these. They talking about one of these all the time, maybe. You know what I mean? It's pretty much so sex, though. We all got somebody just, ooh, man, god dang, he always horny. Ooh, look at her. She always horny. As it relates to what they post. See, we got to know that's a sign of dysfunction, as the book say. The Chakra Bible. You see? Laws are being violated. Natural laws. And as it relates to manifestation, this is the key here, family. We need an ability to manifest a high vibrational life or a high vibrational lifestyle or experience down here. We deserve that. But if out the gate, we're being taught to violate, you see, natural laws, subconsciously, of course, because that's when the programming go on. It's through these institutions we talking about that does not encourage a balance of all that we just named. Because we know, yes, we need a balance of bread. You know what I mean? We need to eat, so we need a balance of it. We need goods, you know what I mean? Stuff that we, you know what I'm saying, are able to purchase with our hard-earned bread, you know what I mean? To show, like, that's what this do. And we need to benefit healthy through sex as it relates to creating. You ain't had no business masturbating. See, we didn't know that. You're raping yourself. That's a violation. Sex is for manifestation of a creative high vibration as it relates to a child being born, or you and your woman can manifest something as it relates to creative endeavors through sexual energy. This is what we got to know. You see? But if at the root there's blockage and dysfunction, as the law says, your manifestation ability is limited. That's what we're trying to get away from. You see? Because God body is, you know what I mean? We ain't no ceiling to God body, but you got to obey the law. There's laws that govern your human body. You see? And your spirit man that needs to be abided by so we can manifest. You see? And if in the root there's dysfunction, like we can't get enough of all of this, we talking about gluttony now. That's one of the 7 deadly sins. We can't stray, you know what I mean? We can't gloss over the fact. We can't bypass that. That's what that's talking about, gluttony. And that's one of the 7 deadly sins. You see? Avarice. You know what I'm saying? You can look into those words, what they mean as it relates to the 7 deadly sins. Or avarice. You know what I mean? You just luxury driven. We're not saying you shouldn't want, you know what I mean, the finer things of life, but there has to be a healthy balance. And that umbilical cord that's connected to your spirit man, to Mother Earth, we need that so we can detox. When we're detoxing, healing ourselves from lower vibrations, that energy has to go back somewhere. So we need that spiritual umbilical cord to still be connected to Mother Earth. Now, one way that connection can be severed is with tobacco. That's what the curriculum tells me now, family. It makes sense to me. Tobacco can cut it. Alcohol, you can cut it. That connection, you see, that we're talking about, that is organic, that we come here with. You see? We talking about goddamn going, you know what I mean? Being disciplined here now. So we can really get it. Take this lesson with you today. The root chakra. What your foundation on? Remember, you like a tree. So your roots, that's that root chakra. That's that base. It's important. What is it rooted and grounded in? Is it rooted and grounded in morals, values? You see what I'm saying? That's what we need to ask ourselves. Because morally and we're talking about values, that 1933 Federal Reserve, you know what I mean, 1776 Babylonian Roman way of doing things, we can't find morality in that. Walk with me. Till the next time. Peace.